Go get some paper. Okay, ask you have questions and homework. Ask questions and homework. Okay, let's go for it. Number 13, page
78, and number 41.
Okay, let's start out with 13 first. Okay, let's do number 13 first. Okay, so this is a one-sided limit, okay? Is that right? Yeah, it's a one-sided limit. Find the limit if it exists. Okay. Zero minus of 1 over x plus delta x minus 1 over x all over delta x. Now let me just explain to you what delta x is, okay? Delta x in the old notation, okay, back in pre-calc, we used to do this. That's what we used to do in pre-calc. So h and delta x are kind of similar in terms of their concept, okay? So delta x is one variable, it goes as an entity. So think of it as one variable, okay? Right, in calculus the preference is using delta x. All right, so let's work on this one. Okay, yes, you got a fraction there. What do we do with fractions? Yeah, but like how? I mean, think about this. Think about this. What would you do there? Is there another higher level concept you can tell me? Sorry? Not rationalized, but common denominator. Okay? Sorry? LCD, lowest common denominator. So that's what we do with this guy. So what's the denominator in here? Well, don't square it. Leave it as x times x plus delta x. Just leave it like that because you're going to need it later on too. Okay? Yes, you with me? Just like here it is 3 times 5. You multiply the 2. So for this guy it'd be the same thing. So your denominator here is going to be x times x plus delta x. Then you're going to cross multiply like this. So then you get x minus x plus delta x. So right now all I've done is worked with the numerator there. And then you've got this other big line for the denominator. Okay? And then you have your delta x underneath it. Okay? Is everybody with me on that? Yes? No? Okay. Thank you, Henry. Okay. Work on the numerator. So work on this guy here. Work on the numerator of the numerator. Work on that. What do you want to do? Okay, so the x's will cancel. Right? This guy and this guy disappear. X minus x. You with me? Laura, are you here or are you gonna? Minus delta x. Okay. Minus delta x. Is everybody there? Okay. Over x times x plus delta x. And then over my delta x. Okay. And now let's think again about fractions. Think again about fractions. Supposing you have a half over a 3. What do you do? Kritik, are you here or are you zoning? My zone radar is going off, dude. S, what do you get? A half over a 3. Sorry?
Just kidding.
1 over 6, 3 times 2. Right? You times the two thingies.
Yeah.
You do the same thing here. You times this and that. So then this becomes limit. Delta x is going to a 0 minus. And you get minus delta x over, let me change colors here. And I get x plus delta x. And then I get yet another delta x. Everybody with me on that? So this stuff that's in red is a product of these two things. Okay? Now what do I do? Now what do I do? Sorry? Cancel the delta x at the top and the delta x at the bottom. Okay? Is everybody with me on that? Now remember, this is still a limit, okay? And it's the limit going towards 0 minus. In other words, you're going to a very small number, like 0. Is there any issue in putting 0 in here for delta x? No. Okay, so if you do that, this guy disappears. Okay, you get a minus sign with a 1 on top. What do you get at the bottom? What do you get at the bottom, Stephanie? X squared. That's your answer. Okay, yes? Loosey goosey. Feel it? You take notes. It's all in here. Sure? Going to be able to do it on the test. Hopefully. Okay. Is everybody okay on this stuff? Yeah? Eric? All right, next one. Which was the next one? Number 31. Okay, number 31. Discuss the continuity of the function in the closed interval. So, well, this is a good lead into today's work. So, let me write the function down first. It's 3 minus x. X is less than or equal to 0. And 3 plus a half x if x is greater than 0. And your interval is minus 1 to 4. That's your closed interval.
Why is it only continuous through day 1 to 4?
Because that's part of the question they're asking you, right? They want to find out if this function is continuous in this interval. I don't know, is it? I need to graph it. I have no idea. I need to graph it. So let's go graph it. Well, don't worry about the answer. Let's work on it. Let's work on it. Okay? Whatever the answer is, let's work on it. So we're going to put this in our calculator. So the first one is 3 minus x. I need to put parentheses there. Cindy, you're awfully quiet. Are you okay? Or are you doing a Twitter business? Are you doing the Twitter business? Get infected by us? I'm telling you, I've got zoning radars, I've got texting radars, I've got Twitter radar, yeah, I've got Twit radars as well. I've got all kinds of radars too.
What zoning radar? What zoning?
You are a little while ago.
Not really. I know.
Nah.
I figured out that problem at home.
Oh yeah?